One book, one idea. Thinking in Bets by Annie Duke. And one of the most interesting ideas in the book is that every decision we make is really a bet. Welcome to Book Labyrinth. We're sharing free ebooks with you. Feel free to message us if you'd like to get your hands on them. If you love what we do and find it helpful, a follow or a coffee would mean the world to us. Thank you. That idea completely changed how I think about success, failure, and the pressure of trying to make the perfect choice. Annie Duke draws from her experience as a professional poker player to explain that life isn't like chess, where everyone has complete information and there's always a best move. It's much closer to poker, where you make the smartest decision you can with limited information, knowing that luck will always play a role. One example that really stuck with me was Pete Carroll's infamous decision to throw the ball at the end of Super Bowl 49. Because the pass was intercepted, almost everyone called it one of the worst coaching decisions ever. But Duke argues that people judged the decision entirely by its outcome. Before the play happened, there were many possible outcomes, and an interception was only one of them. A touchdown, an incomplete pass, or several other scenarios were all far more likely. In other words, a good decision can still produce a bad result, just as a bad decision can sometimes end with a lucky win. That's why she warns against something called resulting, which is our tendency to judge the quality of a decision only after we know what happened. She also explains hindsight bias, where we convince ourselves the final outcome was obvious all along, ignoring all the other possibilities that existed beforehand. Instead of thinking in black and white, Duke encourages us to think in probabilities. We don't need to be 100% certain. We just need to ask ourselves which option gives us the best chance over the long run. I also liked her advice about surrounding yourself with people who challenge your thinking instead of simply agreeing with you. Honest feedback helps separate skill from luck and exposes the blind spots we naturally miss. Another practical idea is to imagine both your future self and your past self before making an important choice. Your past self brings experience, while your future self has to live with the consequences. That simple mental shift makes it easier to think beyond the emotions of the moment. My biggest takeaway from this book is that life becomes much less stressful when you stop chasing certainty and start making the best decision with the information you have. Because in the end, you can control your process far more than you can ever control the outcome. If there's a book you'd like me to review, just drop the title in the comments. Need the ebook? Message me on Telegram. And if this video was useful to you, a small coffee donation goes a long way in keeping this channel going.